Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm going to be doing the same image but this time with an oil painting, and this is the first time I've attempted an oil painting since I was in high school, which is quite some time ago. Now, I read a lot of books on how to do oil painting before I started this, and they all suggested that you do an underpainting to kind of just refine where the tones are of your drawing. So I've done a quick underpainting, which is just using some dark brown, I think it was sepia, and mixed with a lot of white spirit to make it quite liquid. And I did this on one day and I let it dry kind of overnight, so it was still a bit tacky, but it was more or less dry, so that I could then start the oil painting, and that would mean that the underpainting didn't mix in with the colours and muddy the colours. Just doing all the features and basically trying to block out where the darker bits will be. Now I'm putting on the first coat of paint, again blue, for his hair, and then coming in with some skin values for his face as an underpainting for that. One of the reasons that I haven't done oil painting for such a long time is because I always hated the smell of the thinner, the white spirit, the terps, and the linseed oil. So I actually bought quite a few years ago some low odor thinner and linseed oil. It's mainly the thinner, the white spirit, that is very smelly basically, but it gives me a headache. So I did do this in quite a well ventilated room, and I did find that using the low odour thinners was a lot better. I mean, the oil paints themselves have quite a strong smell as well, but it's so much better than when I've used traditional thinners that I think maybe I will try some more oil painting. Now I'm coming back into the face after having done the underpainting and just trying to build up again the lights and darks, which is what models the face and gives it to the look of 3 dimensions. And I did find that the oil paints were so much easier to work with than the acrylics because they blended so nicely. And so that has made me think, yes, I will have another go at oil painting, which I haven't done for so many years, and see what I can produce in a landscape next. But I'm not going to give up on acrylics. Having started, or having tried once, which isn't really started, I will have another go and experiment. But I was definitely well impressed with the oil paints. I have got some water soluble oil paints as well, which I will have to have an experiment with. But the texture was also quite nice. Now I'm doing this oil painting as what they call an alla prima, which means all in one go. So apart from the underpainting, which I left to dry, this oil painting is done all in one go. So not giving the layers chance to dry or anything, just going for it. But I think oil paints take traditionally about 6 months to dry, so I don't see how easy it is to do a layered painting, because it could end up taking you years. I know there are some, like you get with acrylics, with the retard that slows down the drying time. I think with oil paints you can get another medium to mix with them which actually speeds up the drying time for oil paints, so that must be an option if you want to use layers. Now I'm just blocking in the white bits. What it did remind me of, when I was a kid, there was an advert on TV for a washing powder, and there was one kid who'd had his mum used Persil, I think it was, and so he had this ultra white shirt going to school, and the kid next to him had quite a grey dull shirt. And when I did the whites on this, it just reminded me, oh, here in this photo my son's wearing a Persil shirt, because it looks so bright after I'd done the coat of white on the top. Now you're all used to this picture by now, and so as always what I'm doing is just filling in the little illustrations on his shirt, so that when I come to put a bit darker paint on, I know which is which colour, though really I should know this in my sleep now, having done this painting so many times. And I'm sorry if you're really bored with it, because I actually am going to do another 2 with this image. I thought about it and I thought, in my art drawer I have some gouache paints which are water soluble, but they're opaque, so I thought I'd have a go with those, and also I would have a go with digital painting. I have an Intuos, I think it is, tablet, which you draw on the tablet and then it comes out on your screen. It's not a directly drawing on the screen, but I have used it on a few occasions for illustrations, and I thought I'd have a go with that. So that's the next 2 weeks taken care of. So you've got to put up with this image for another 2 weeks. I'm sorry, but at the end I hope to have a really nice collection to be able to display together of all the different medias. And for me personally, that would be quite useful to take to classes. I have done that in the past. I've shown like a bowl of fruit done in watercolour and coloured pencil, pastels, and also in graphite pencil. And I did also a portrait of another young boy, and I did that one in coloured pencil, watercolour, pastel, pencil, and also in ink. And I gave to his mum, I gave the watercolour and the coloured pencil drawings. So she was very happy. And the one that actually didn't come up very well on that was the pastel. I don't know why, it just... So I didn't really keep that one. But I still have the ink one and the pencil one of that, which I use to demonstrate in classes. Now I'm adding a background now to this, and this portrait is almost finished. So this is the last thing. So again, quite a quick one this week. And I'm painting the edges of the canvas as well, just because I think it gives it a nicer finish. And I will show you a close-up of the face at the end, and then a picture of the finished drawing and also of all the pictures together. There's the close-up. So stay safe, stay well. See you next Sunday at 15:30, and please subscribe. Bye.